Again, 9:29. Looks like we did a lot of stuff that day. So we're just about 3 weeks in, and a little, and these greens could have been harvested already as salad greens and still can. And in fact, I might take some home for dinner tonight. And then the idea of cutting and recutting comes into play. These direct sown versions will take another week or two longer. In the summer, we probably already would have been eating the direct sown leafy things here, but as it's fall and we're in shade here in the bottom, we're not quite there. By and large, we did pretty well here with effective seeding and effective emergence. The idea with these cutting greens is a pretty dense sowing, maybe as many as 30 or 40 seeds or more to the foot. Now we have another bed up here where we just direct seeded carrots and beets, so we want to get full size. The seeding density is much backed off, much thinner like that. So overall we did pretty good with germination. I would point out 2 sections, not so much. Up top here we have the beautiful red bull's blood beet greens, and this is the best beet to grow for beet greens. It is a lousy beet to grow for beets, for root beets. It's just slow and doesn't taste very good, but it's a great beet greens variety. And then below it here we had 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of spinach, which has actually very sketchy germination. The long strap-like leaf here is the cotyledon, and the mature leaves are a little more heart-shaped. And as you can see, it's just very thin germination. And the reason for that is principally because just after sowing, we got a little heat blip where it was well into the 80s, even low 90s for 4, 5, 6 days. Spinach will take as quick as 6 or 7 days, as slow as 10 days to come up. But the temperatures need to be, both air and soil, below 75 degrees, or it has a thermodormancy. This thermodormancy dates back to wild spinach in the Mediterranean rim, where it's from. The pattern of weather there is temperatures cool down in the fall, rain starts, and things cool off. And in the wild, things will germinate, grow through the cool, wet season of winter into spring, send up a flower stalk, set seed, mature the seed, just coincident with the drying down of things and the rise of summer temperatures. Scatter the seeds on the ground. A crop like lettuce, a crop like spinach, a crop like celery, all of which are native to various portions of the Mediterranean basin. They're cool season crops. There's no profit in germinating at the onset of a warm, dry summer, so they have developed a thermodormancy. With warm temperatures, they won't germinate. Wait until the temperatures cool off and then germinate. That basic DNA is still in modern, highly bred production spinach, so warm temps retard germination. As a home gardener, probably not practical on an agricultural scale, but on a home garden scale, you can simply take the seed and pre-chill it in the refrigerator for 48, 72 hours and sow it, and even if the temperatures are warmer than that approximate 75 degrees, you might get some good germination. We didn't here. Behind me is a bed that was sown about 5 days later, maybe 7 days later, and we had a patch of spinach here, which you see is much thicker with much better generation. What's the difference? It could be sower, operator error, but no, it's really about temperatures. So at good temperatures, we get good immersion. At high temperatures, we don't. In a lot of areas with warm summer temperatures, you flat can't grow spinach in the summer. So you just need to be aware of soil, air temperatures, and spinach. So transitioning to this bed that was sown a week or so later, again, overall, good germination, including the spinach. Now the spinach is slower to emerge than a lot of these other quick greens here, so it's a little behind. And down at the very bottom, the bottom quarter of the bed, we just took a whole bunch of leftover arugula, lettuce, and things like that and planted them at a high density cross row, maybe 2 inches apart. And the aim here is simply to get cutting greens. And if somebody had a mind to, I do, they could have themselves a really nice salad out of the transplanted things that are in these 2 beds here. Off in the distance you see a 3rd bed that was sown again about a week later, and so we have these 3 nice transitions which should give us greens for over a 3-6 week period starting shortly, and it'll be nice to have them as we go into the fall. You're probably going to get the highest quality greens in terms of their ease of growing, rate of maturation, the succulence and the taste with cooler temperatures, fall and spring. Hot weather can be a little harsh on them in terms of making the greens bitter.